Hello students, welcome to Sridhar Jalapati Aptitude Classes, an initiative of Triumphant Training Solutions. In this video, I'm going to explain you a concept called elementary statistics, which is playing a very vital role in TCS NQT test. In the last year when TCS introduced this NQT National Qualifier Test, they have released the syllabus of the test, and this is the syllabus. There are 3 sections in Part A paper. Part A is called as cognitive skills. In that part A, there are 3 sections: numerical ability, reasoning ability, and verbal ability. In numerical ability, elementary statistics is one of the sections given, and total 26 questions or 26 marks are allocated for numerical ability. So last year in the October TCS NQT test, they've given 4 to 5 questions in elementary statistics. So this elementary statistics is playing very vital role. So therefore, in this video, I'm going to explain you some questions from elementary statistics concept. By the way, I have already prepared a detailed video on elementary statistics explaining the complete introduction part with all the models, considering some examples by solving them. Now, let's start our discussion in this video. Here is the first question. I am explaining 10 questions in this video altogether. So at any time, if you want to solve a question, you can pause the video, and then after getting the answer, you can continue watching the video to check your answer. Here is the question. Sammy caught 10 rainbow trout, measured their lengths to the nearest inch, and recorded his results in groups as follows. So it's a table like left. First column indicates the length, like 15 inches to 19 inches, 2 rainbow trouts he measured, whereas 20 to 24, 7 rainbow trouts he measured, 25 to 29 inches, 1. Now use the midpoints of the groups to estimate the mean length of the trout Sammy caught. So you're asked to find the mean. Indirectly, you're asked to find the mean. And for that, we are asked to use the midpoints of these lengths. So here mean is nothing but like sum of the objects by number of objects. So here midpoint of this is 17, midpoint of this is 22, midpoint of this is 27. So 17 occurring 2 times, so 17 into 2, whereas 22 occurring 7 times, 22 into 7, and 27 occurred once, so 27 into 1. By total number of frequencies, 7 plus 2 plus 1, 10. So if I simplify, this is 7 to 34, and this is 27, 22 sevens, 154, and 27. On adding all these, 161, 191, 195, 220, 215. This is 188, 195, 181, 185, 215 by 10. So 21.5 inches. So mean is 21.5 inches. How did you calculate the mean? Sum of them objects by number of objects. So here we are asked to use the midpoints. So 17 2 times, 22 7 times, 27 1 times, by total 10 objects, 10 numbers. Right. By the way, if you want introduction and a detailed course, I prepared something called TCS NQT Cracker for Ninja Rule for 2022 pass outs. And that video course actually consists 12 hours of recorded videos on all the topics which are important in TCS exam, like elementary statistics, decision making, all those things, and 1000 plus practice questions along with the solutions. You will be given with a PDF, and the practice questions are numerical ability, reasoning ability, verbal ability, and all this is just for 199 rupees. Actually, this course worth 599, but I am offering this only for 199. But this offer valid till 15th of August 11:59. So if you want to buy this, then utilize this offer, which I'm giving only for 199 rupees. And to access the course contents, where you just have to make Google Pay or Phone Pay. I will be mentioning the number in the description to which number you have to make Google Pay or Phone Pay. And while making the payment, make sure you mention your email ID and mobile number in note section. And second step is fill the Google form, and I will be attaching the Google form link in the description. So if you just follow these 2 steps, make the Google Pay or Phone Pay and then fill the Google form, both links will be given in the description of this video. And then after making the payment, please give us 3 to 4 hours to deliver the content. Okay. And as a part of this course, you will be getting these PDF materials, you can see this on the screen. Last year, October 25th, the previous questions PDF, data interpretation question solutions, data interpretation, data sufficiency, and then you can see questions on reasoning ability. You can see the questions on spatial aptitude, English questions, verbal ability practice questions, nearly 500 verbal ability practice questions, then data interpretation practice, spatial aptitude practice, elementary statistics practice. In addition to this PDF material, you will also get the access to these video courses. There are 13 videos which are prepared on TCS NQT pattern, logical diagrams, Venn diagrams based on diagrams, then syllogisms, dice, then elementary statistics, decision making, data sufficiency, data interpretation, all these previous exams, previous years TCS NQT questions, all these videos will be there in that course package. As I said, this course is just for 199 rupees. Now let us go back to our discussion. So now here is the next question from elementary statistics. If the mean of the following data is 20.6, find the missing frequency. There is something called P here that you have to find. You are already given with the mean. By the way, how do you find mean for this frequency distribution? Here, X is the object which occurred 3 times. So 10 into X is the object which occurred, F is the frequency. So 10 occurred 3 times, 10 into 3. So let me multiply the numbers directly here just to save our time. This is 30. Here 15 occurred 10 times, so 150. 20 occurred P times, so 20 into P. 25 occurred 7 times, 175. 35 occurred 5 times, 175. So now mean is equal to sum of these, that is object multiplied by frequency, 30 plus 150 plus 20p plus 175 plus 175 by total number of frequencies. If I add all the frequencies, 3 plus 10, 13 plus 7, 20 plus 5, 25 plus p. Sum of the frequencies 25 plus p. So 25 plus p. This is given as 20.6. Mean is already given as 20.6. So if I add, this is 180 and this is 350. So you will get it as 530 plus 20p. On cross multiplication, 25 into 20.6 is 515. You can multiply them plus 20.6p. So we'll bring all p terms one side and various constants other side. So you'll get 15 is equal to 0.6p. That implies p is equal to 15 by 0.6, which can be written as 150 by 6, which is 25. So the missing frequency p is 25. Therefore, answer 25. Right? Yes. And here is the next question. Question number 3. What is the median of the numbers? By the way, median is nothing but the one which occurs in the middle when you arrange the items, when you arrange the elements in ascending or descending order. After arranging all the elements, median is nothing but the, after arranging all the elements in ascending order or descending order, median is the one which occurs in the middle. Now here, if I arrange all these elements in ascending order, now the least number is 44, then followed by 56, then 65, after that 67, 69, 71, 75, 77, 80, 83. So this is the ascending arrangement of the given items. By the way, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have included every. But here, unfortunately, when you have even number of numbers, you will see 2 numbers in the middle. So the 2 numbers in the middle are 69 and 71. So now average of these 2 is the median. So that is 70. So median is 70 here. Median is 70. Because here total 10 numbers occurred. So median is left 4, right 4. These 2 are in the middle. Mean of these 2 is the median, which is 70. Okay. Next question. What extra number must be included with the following list of numbers to decrease the median by 3? You can pause the video if you want to try the solution. You are given with some elements. What extra element must be added to this group so that the median decreases by 3? Okay, here is the solution. First of all, now if I arrange these elements in ascending order to find the median, the elements are 3, 9, 14, 18, 24, and 28. Now, so far these are 6 in number. And the median of these 6 numbers is mean of the middle two numbers, which is 16. Now, median is 16. If median has to be decreased by 3, that is 16 minus 3, 13. If median has to be 13, which element should be added from the options? Now, if I add element 13, the best way to go answer this question is by options. If I add 13, so the elements become 3, 9, 13 comes here, 13, 14, 18, 24, 28. So for this, median is 14. Because now these are 7 elements, because there were actually 6, we added one element 13, and 13 appears here. Now these are 7 elements, median is 14. Now we want the median to be 13, right? Because he said median has to be decreased by 3. Earlier median was 16. If median has to be decreased by 3, it should be 13. But on adding first option, median is not becoming 13, median is becoming 14. So first option is not the answer. Second, so if I add the number 14, then the objects become 3, 9, 14, 14, 18, 24, 28. Right? So this is the ascending order of the elements after adding this extra element. So now also again the median is 14. Now there are 7 elements, 14 in the middle, but we want the median to be 13. So this option is also not giving the median as 13. Next, option C. So if I add the new element as 20, then the new elements, the elements in ascending order becomes 3, 9, 14, 18. Now 20 appears here, 24 and 28. The extra element appears here. So now 18 becomes the median, but we want the median to be 13. So third option is also not giving the median as 13. Therefore, answer, there is no such number which makes the median as 13 or median decrease by 3 by adding a number to this group. So therefore, answer option D, there is no such number. Okay, right. Next question, question number 5. For the numbers, which of the following is true? So in the options, if you see, you are asked to find is median greater than mean greater than mode, or mean greater than mode greater than median. So for that, obviously, it is very clear that you have to find all the 3. But since this is a simple numbers information group, you can find all the 3. How do you find mean? Mean is sum of the objects, that is 13 plus 16, 29 plus 12, 41, 52, 60, 74, 86, 104. By total how many? 3 plus 3, 6, 8 elements. So 104 by 8 is nothing but 13. Mean is 13. Next, median is, if I arrange these elements in ascending order of elements is least one is 8, right? And then followed by 11, followed by 12, and there is one more 12, and then 13, 14, 16, 18. Total 8 elements, right? So 4 plus 4, 8 elements. So the median is nothing but the one which occurs in the middle. When there are 8 elements, average of the middle 2 elements is median. So median is 12 plus 13 by 2, which is 12.5. Median is 12.5. Next, mode. Mode is nothing but the one which occurs more number of times. Mode is nothing but the one the element which occurs more number of times in the group. So here 12 occur 2 times. So mode is 12. So mean is 13, median 12.5, mode 12. So clearly mean greater than, median greater than mode. So mean greater than, median greater than mode, answer option B. So this is one way of answering. The other way to answer the question is without finding mean, median, mode also you can find the relation. That is, if the data, I think this is clear for you, right? One method is finding mean, median, mode and then comparing them. The other way to answer the question is, here if you see, the data is, if I, after arranging them in ascending order, 8, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18. If you see, the data is inclined towards right distribute. This is called symmetrically distributed towards right. This is symmetrically pulled off towards right. In the sense, the element which occurred more number of times is 12, and maximum data is on the right hand side. After that, if I take this as the median, right, or if I take the element which occurred more number of times, not median, if this occurs the more number of times, now After this, the data is more information, more data is on the right hand side compared to the left hand side. So this is called data pulling up towards the right. If the data is pulling up towards the right, then mean is greater than, median is greater than mode. You can say that directly without finding. Or if the data is pulled up towards left, if the data is pulled up towards left, then this is opposite. In the sense, mode greater than, median greater than mean. If the data is pulled up towards left, then mode greater than, median greater than mean. What do you mean by data pulled up towards left? For example, if I have a data called, let's say 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14. So here, if you see, this is the one which occur more number of times. Comparing this, more information is on the left hand side compared to the information on the right hand side. So this is called the data pulled up towards the left. So for this, if you want, you can check for this information. For this information, you will see mode greater than, median greater than mean. Whereas for the given information where the data is pulled up towards the right, mean greater than, median greater than mode. So if you know this point, you can answer without finding mean, mode, median. Or even if you don't know this point, it doesn't take much time to find mean, median, mode. You can, and then you can establish the relation. Yes, that is question number 5. Next, let's move to question number 6. As I said, for detailed information, I have already prepared one 45 minutes video on elementary statistics, which is there in my YouTube channel. As a part of this TCS NQT cracker, you will get that video. And as I said, the course is available only for 199 rupees. Yes, here is the question. If you want to try, you can pause the video. The median of the numbers 6, 3, 17, 28, 37, 6, 24 and x is 16. Then what are mean and mode? So for this data, we are already given with the median. We are asked to find mean and mode. By the way, there is one variable called x in the data, right? So for this, if I, first of all, as I'm given with the median, to find the median, I should allocate the data in, I should arrange the data in ascending order. So if I arrange the data in ascending order, it will be 3, 6, 6, 17, 24, 28, 37, and we do not know the value of x. X can be any value, so we do not know where exactly x lies. But so far, if I take these numbers, now these are the two numbers in the middle, right? If I assume x is the largest among all of them, then these two are in the middle. Then median is 17 plus 24 by 2, which is not 16. As we are given that the median is 16, if median has to be 16, then I can take x before this or after this. By the way, if you notice, first of all, without x, there are already 17, there are already 7 elements. Without x, there are already 7 elements. In these 7 elements, 17 is already in the middle. 17 is already in the middle. That means 17 is definitely going to be involved as one of the elements in finding the median. 17 is definitely going to involve as one of the elements in finding the median. So then if median, as we are already given that median is 16, so 17 plus that x value by 2 is 16. So 17 plus x is equal to 32. So x is equal to 15. So if the median has to be 16 for this data, x must be 15. If you want, you can check. Now if I write, then after taking x value as 15, if I write the data in ascending order, it will be 3, 6, 6, 15, 17, 24, 28 and 37, right? So now these two are in the middle. So the definitely median is now 15 plus 17 by 2, which is 16. Right? So now we got the x value as 15. The unknown number x is 15. Now you are asked to find mean as well as mode. So how do you find mean? Mean is sum of the objects by number of objects. What is sum of the objects? 9 plus 6, 15, plus 15, 30, 47, 51, 71, 79, 99, and then 136. By total, how many? These are 8 elements, right? So this becomes 8 ones 8, 5 remainder 56, 8 sevens 56. So mean is 17, and mode is the one which occur more number of times. So what is the element which is occurring more number of times? 6. So as 6 occur 2 times, so mode is 6. So mean 17, mode 6. Mean 17, mode 6. Answer option C. Mean 17, mode 6. Okay. From the given data median 16, we found that unknown x which is 15. So after that, once you have all the elements, you can find mean, mode, and option C is satisfying. Very tricky question. Okay. Next one, question number 7. As I said, I'll be explaining 10 questions in the video. Watch the video till the end. This is going to be one of the important topics in TCS NQT exam. Normally, you don't get to see these topic questions in recruitment exams frequently, but TCS is asking. So watch the video till the end. Here is the question. A survey on the heights of 50 girls of class X was conducted at a school and the following data was obtained. So you're asked to find what is the mode of this data. We are asked to find the mode of this data. Now, first of all, here these are called class intervals. Let us analyze the data. Between 120 centimeters and 130 centimeters, there are 2 girls. Between 130 centimeters and 140, there are 8 girls, whereas 140 to 150, 12 girls, 150 to 160, 20 girls, 160 to 178 girls, total 50 girls. Sum of all the frequencies is 50. These are called frequencies, right? This is called class interval. Okay, right. Now, we are asked to find mode for this data. This is called group data. So mode for group data, the formula to find mode for group data is L plus Fm minus F1 by 2 into Fm minus F1 minus F2 into H. I'll tell you what all these. L is the lower class interval of the model class. First of all, what is model class? You have to find model class here. Model class is nothing but the class where mode exists. What do you mean by mode? The one which occur more number of times. Mode is nothing but the one which occur more number of times. So which here 20 is occurring more number of times. If you see 20 occurred more number of times. So therefore mode occurs in this class interval. Therefore this 150 to 160 is called model class. 150 to 160 is model class, and for this model class the lower frequency is called L. The lower frequency of the model class is called L, whereas H is nothing but height of this class interval. What is the height of this class interval? H is height of the class interval is 10, 150 to 160, 10. So that is height of the class interval. Whereas Fm is nothing but frequency of that model class. What is the frequency of the model class? 20. This is Fm. Whereas F1 is the frequency just below that. This is 12. This is F1. Whereas F2 is the frequency after model frequency. Fm is the frequency of model class. F1 is below frequency, before frequency of model class. F2 is after frequency of model class. Right? So we got all the values. Now what is L here? Lower class limit 150. Fm model frequency 20 minus F1 12 by 2 into 20 Fm minus F1 minus F2 8 into 10. So if I simplify, this is 150 plus, now 20 minus 12 8 by 2 into 20 40 minus 20 20 into 10, this is into 10 for this expression. So 80 by 20, which is 4. So 150 plus 4, 154. So the mode for this data is 154 centimeters. What do you mean by that? 154 centimeters height is the height of the more number of girls in the class, or more number of girls in the class are of 154 centimeters. There are more number of girls in the class with height as 154 centimeters, because the mode is nothing but the one which occurs more number of times. So don't you think mode is in the model class between 150 and 160? We should always get that as the answer. By the way, to answer this question, first you must know this formula. As I told you, I have explained the detailed information about this topic in one of the videos, which is part of the TCS NQT cracker. Okay, right. If you want to listen to this explanation, you can rewind the video. Next, question number 8. 10 friends scored the following marks in their end of year exam, maths exam. These are the marks, percentage of marks of 10 friends in the end of year maths exam. You're asked to find the mean deviation of their class. First of all, you have to find mean. After that, I'll tell you what is mean deviation. Now, how do you find mean? By the way, if any one of you want to try the question, you can pause the video. Mean is nothing but sum of the numbers by number of numbers. So these are all 10. So denominator 10. If I add all these, this is 60, 105 plus 54, 154, and then 210, 273, 276, 336, 406, 478, 480, 560. Deviation of each element from mean is called mean deviation. Deviation of each element from mean is called mean deviation, right? So therefore, mean deviation, by the way, we take only modulus of the deviation. We don't consider negative. Mean deviation of first element is from the mean 56 minus 23, 56% minus 23, which is 33%. So first one 33, whereas second one is 56 minus 37. 56 minus 37 is 19, plus third one 56 minus 45, 11, and then next 56 minus 49, 7, 56 minus 56, 0, 56 minus 63, actually minus 7, but we take only modulus plus, and again 56 minus 63, 7, and 56 minus 70, 14, and 56 minus 72, 16, and 56 minus 82, 26. So these are mean deviations of each element from the mean. Mean is 56, so we are finding the deviation of each element from the mean, right? Like 56 minus 23, 56 minus 37, 56 minus 45, and now you need to add all these, sum of these mean deviations by number of elements, again 10, because there are 10 friends, right? 10. So if you add all these, this is again 52 plus 11, 63, 70, 77, 7, 84, plus 14, 98, and then 104, 114, 140 by 10, which is 14%. So mean deviation is 14%. So how do we find mean deviation? First we have to find mean, then find the deviation of each observation from the mean, add all the deviations by 10. So while calculating the mean deviation, we take only modulus, negative, because here for positive, we don't consider negative. Actually 56 minus 63 is minus 7, but we take only positive value. So answer 14%. Yes. Here is the next question, last but one question from the video. Question number 9. Calculate the standard deviation of this data. You are asked to find the standard deviation of this data. By the way, how do you find standard deviation? First of all, to find standard deviation, one has to find the mean. So mean is sum of these elements, 9 plus 10 plus 11 plus 7 plus 13 by 5. So this is 19, 30 and 20, total 50 by 5, 10. So mean is 10. Now find the deviations from mean. Find the deviations of each element from the mean. So first of all, 10 minus 9, then again 10 minus 10, and then again third element 10 minus 11, and then fourth element 10 minus 7, and then fifth element 10 minus 13. But as I said, we take only positive value, and you have to take the square of each deviation. You have to find the square of each deviation. You have to find the square of each deviation, right? And divide all these by number of elements, which are 5 here. And this is actually variance. Under root of this is standard deviation. Under root of this is standard deviation, right? So this is 10 minus 9, 1 square 1, plus 10 minus 10, 0 square 0, plus 10 minus 11, 1 square 1, and 10 minus 7, 3 square 9, and 10 minus 13, 3 square 9 by total 5. So this is under root 20 by 5, which is root 4, which is nothing but 2. So standard deviation of this data is 2. So to find standard deviation, first you have to find mean, then find the deviation of each element from the mean, then square each deviation. Then now standard deviation is under root of sum of these squares of each deviations by number of elements, which is 2. By the way, variance is nothing but square root of standard deviation. Square of standard deviation is variance. Square of standard deviation is variance. So here variance is 4. For this question, variance is 4. Anyway, you are asked to find standard deviation. Yeah, next question. Last one from this video. Find the range of this data. Range is nothing but maximum minus minimum. The maximum among all these is 16. and minimum among all these is 4, so range is 12. Range is maximum minus minimum, that's it. So once again, in case if you want to know this topic in detail, there is a fantastic video in the NQT Cracker course which I have prepared with 12 hours of video recorded sessions, 1000 plus practice questions from numerical ability, reasoning ability, verbal ability. All this is just for 199 rupees, and this offer is up to 15th of August only. So if you want to access the course, if you want to buy the course, just make Google Pay or Phone Pay to the number given in the description. While making the payment, mention your email ID and mobile number and fill the Google form whose link is given in the description. After doing these 2 steps, give us 3 to 4 hours to send you the content through email. Thank you so much. If you like this video, if you like my explanation, like the video, and do not forget to share this with all the people who are preparing for TCS exam and other competitive exams. If you are watching this, if you are here in my channel for the first time, do not forget to subscribe, because you will get notifications about all the videos I'm uploading. And if you like anything, if you want to say anything about the video, do comment on the video as well. Thank you so much.